Welcome, future scientists, to an exciting journey into the world of organic chemistry. Today, in RG Advanced Chemistry class for 11th grade, we are diving deep into the fascinating chapter of alkanes, specifically focusing on their preparation. We'll explore how these fundamental hydrocarbons are made, from simple lab methods to complex industrial processes. Get ready for a 4-level adventure: easy, medium, hard, and hardest, designed to build your knowledge step by step and equip you for competitive exams. Let's begin. Starting with the basics. Let's uncover the simplest ways to create alkanes, the building blocks of organic chemistry. Our first method is hydrogenation, a cornerstone reaction. Alkanes, as you know, are saturated hydrocarbons, meaning they only have single bonds between carbon atoms. Their general formula is CnH2n plus 2. Hydrogenation involves adding hydrogen gas across the double or triple bonds of unsaturated hydrocarbons like alkenes or alkynes. This process typically requires a catalyst such as nickel, palladium, or platinum. For instance, ethene, with its double bond, reacts with hydrogen in the presence of one of these catalysts to form ethane, a fully saturated alkane. Next up, we have two more fundamental methods. The Wurtz reaction allows us to couple two alkyl halides using sodium metal in dry ether to form symmetrical alkanes. For example, two molecules of methyl bromide can join to form ethane. Remember, it's best for symmetrical alkanes. Then, there's decarboxylation, where we remove a carboxyl group, essentially losing a carbon atom as carbon dioxide. This is done by heating the sodium salt of a carboxylic acid with sodalime, which is a mixture of NaOH and CaO. A classic example is converting sodium acetate into methane, producing an alkane with one less carbon than the original acid. Now, it's time to test your understanding of these basic preparation methods. Take a moment to answer these 3 practice questions. Think about the definitions, key reagents, and the types of products formed. Pause the video if you need more time to work through them. Ready to go deeper? Let's explore more versatile and slightly more complex methods for preparing alkanes. Our first medium-level method is the reduction of alkyl halides. Alkyl halides, compounds with a halogen attached to an alkyl group, can be converted directly into alkanes. We have several powerful reducing agents at our disposal. Zinc and hydrochloric acid offer a straightforward approach. For even stronger reduction, we can use lithium aluminium hydride, or LiAl4, which is highly effective for reducing primary, secondary, and tertiary alkyl halides. Another potent combination is red phosphorus with hydroiodic acid, especially when heated. Each of these methods replaces the halogen atom with a hydrogen, yielding the corresponding alkane. Moving on to Kolbe's electrolytic method, a fascinating process that uses electricity. This method involves the electrolysis of an aqueous solution of a sodium or potassium salt of a carboxylic acid. At the anode, the carboxylate ion loses an electron, decarboxylates to form an alkyl radical, and then 2 of these radicals couple to form a symmetrical alkane. For example, sodium acetate undergoes electrolysis to produce ethane. This method is excellent for synthesizing higher, even-numbered alkanes but isn't suitable for methane or for producing unsymmetrical alkanes without forming a mixture. Finally, let's look at the highly versatile Grignard reagent method. Grignard reagents, represented as RMGX, are organometallic compounds formed by reacting an alkyl halide with magnesium metal in dry ether. These reagents are incredibly reactive and strong bases. They readily react with any compound containing an active hydrogen, that is, a hydrogen atom attached to an electronegative atom like oxygen, nitrogen, or sulfur, or even water. When a Grignard reagent reacts with water or an acid, it forms an alkane with the same carbon skeleton as the original alkyl halide. This makes it a very controlled way to prepare specific alkanes. time to solidify your understanding of these medium-level concepts. Here are 5 practice questions that will challenge you to recall specific reagents, products, and the underlying principles of these reactions. Take your time, think critically, and apply what you've learned. Good luck! Now, let's elevate our understanding. Get ready to delve into more intricate details, comparative analysis, and advanced synthetic strategies. We previously encountered the Wurtz reaction, which is great for symmetrical alkanes. However, its major limitation arises when you try to synthesize unsymmetrical alkanes, as it invariably produces a mixture of 3 different products, making separation difficult. This is where Cory-House synthesis, employing lithium dialkylcuprate, also known as Gilman reagents, truly shines. This method allows for the selective formation of unsymmetrical alkanes in good yields. The process involves converting an alkyl halide into an organolithium compound, then to a lithium dialkylcuprate, which then reacts with another alkyl halide to form the desired RR alkane. It's a powerful tool for precise molecular construction. Let's dissect the mechanisms of 2 key reactions, Wurtz and Kolbe's electrolysis. The Wurtz reaction typically proceeds via a free radical mechanism where sodium metal initiates the formation of alkyl radicals, which then couple to form the alkane. However, with bulky or tertiary alkyl halides, elimination can become a significant side reaction. Kolbe's electrolytic method also involves a free radical pathway, specifically at the anode. Carboxylate ions are oxidized to acyloxy radicals, which then decarboxylate to form alkyl radicals. These alkyl radicals then couple to form the alkane. It's important to remember that disproportionation of radicals can lead to alkene byproducts in both these reactions, influencing the overall yield and purity. Understanding the limitations of each method is crucial for strategic synthesis. The Wurtz reaction cannot be used to prepare methane and is inefficient for unsymmetrical alkanes. Kolbe's method also doesn't yield methane and can produce alkenes. Decarboxylthione always results in an alkane with 1 less carbon. While the Grignard reagent method is highly versatile for preparing alkanes from alkyl halides, it demands strictly anhydrous conditions due to the reagent's extreme reactivity with even traces of moisture. The art of organic synthesis lies in selecting the most appropriate method, considering factors like desired product, yield, selectivity, and the presence of other functional groups. It's time for a deeper challenge. These 7 hard-level questions require you to analyze, compare, and apply your knowledge of alkane preparation methods and their mechanisms. Think critically about the advantages and disadvantages of each reaction, and consider the underlying principles. Pause the video to give yourself ample time to formulate your answers. Good luck! Welcome to the ultimate challenge. In this hardest level, we'll dive into the competitive depth of alkane preparation, exploring industrial insights, advanced mechanisms, and strategic considerations essential for advanced success. Beyond the lab bench, alkanes are produced on a massive scale industrially. Petroleum refining is our primary source, where crude oil is fractionally distilled into various alkane-rich fractions like gasoline and diesel. Cracking, either thermal or catalytic, further breaks down larger, less useful hydrocarbons into more valuable smaller alkanes and alkenes. Then there's the Fischer-Tropsch synthesis, a landmark process that converts syngas, a mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen, into liquid hydrocarbons, including alkanes, using iron or cobalt catalysts under high temperature and pressure. This is vital for countries with abundant coal or natural gas but limited oil reserves. The Sabatier reaction, specifically, is used for methane production from carbon monoxide and hydrogen over a nickel catalyst. Let's explore some advanced reduction methods and the intricate utility of Grignard reagents. Clemmensen reduction, using zinc amalgam and concentrated HCl, and Wolff-Kishner reduction, using hydrazine and KOH, are powerful tools for converting carbonyl groups, aldehydes and ketones directly into methylene groups, effectively forming alkanes from oxygen-containing precursors. However, their choice depends on the substrate's sensitivity to acidic or basic conditions. Grignard reagents, while primarily used to form alkanes by reaction with active hydrogen, are also versatile nucleophiles. Crucially, they can be used to synthesize deuterated alkanes like 1-deuterioethane by reacting with heavy water, D2O, providing a precise way to label molecules for mechanistic studies. Understanding reaction mechanisms and stereochemistry is paramount for competitive exams. In Corey-House synthesis, the coupling mechanism is complex, involving organocuprate intermediates and often proceeding with retention of configuration, which is invaluable for chiral synthesis. In contrast, radical reactions like Wurtz and Kolbe's often lead to racemization if a chiral center is involved, as radicals are planar. Furthermore, in radical coupling reactions, side reactions like disproportionation, where one radical abstracts a hydrogen from another to form an alkane and an alkene, can significantly reduce the yield of the desired alkane. For example, two ethyl radicals can either couple to form butane or disproportionate to form ethene and ethane. Recognizing these potential side pathways is key to predicting product distributions and optimizing synthetic strategies. Finally, let's consider the broader impact of thermodynamic and kinetic control on alkane synthesis. Thermodynamic control favors the most stable product, often at higher temperatures when reactions are reversible. Kinetic control, however, favors the product formed fastest, typically under irreversible conditions or lower temperatures. In many alkane syntheses, especially those involving radical intermediates, kinetic factors often dominate. Optimizing reaction conditions including temperature, pressure, solvent, and catalyst choice is critical for maximizing the yield and selectivity of the desired alkane. For instance, steric hindrance can steer the Wurtz reaction towards elimination rather than coupling for bulky alkyl halides. Understanding the relative stabilities of intermediate radicals also helps predict product ratios. Mastery of these principles is essential for designing efficient and selective routes for preparing specific alkanes in complex organic syntheses. Alright, it's time to tackle the first set of challenging questions for the hardest level. These problems demand a deep understanding of industrial processes, advanced reductions, and the intricate details of Grignard chemistry and Kolbe's electrolysis. Take your time to analyze each question, recall the relevant concepts, and formulate comprehensive answers. Don't hesitate to pause the video and work through them systematically. This is where your true preparation for JEE Advanced shines. And here are the final 5 questions for our hardest level. These problems will push your analytical and critical thinking skills, requiring you to connect mechanisms, compare methods, and apply thermodynamic and kinetic principles to alkane synthesis. This is your opportunity to demonstrate a mastery of the topic. Approach each question with precision and thoroughness. Once you've completed these, you'll have a robust understanding of alkane preparation methods. Keep up the excellent work. That concludes our in-depth exploration of alkane preparation methods for JEE Advanced Chemistry. We've covered everything from basic lab techniques to complex industrial processes and advanced mechanistic insights. To continue your learning journey and access more such comprehensive educational content, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more exciting lessons. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep aiming for excellence. See you in the next session.